What's up, everybody? This is the Chicago Sports Talk Michael back at it again with another video. We're going to be talking about what we Bears fans should expect out of Shane Waldron. Now, going to question the most obvious. Will he be better than Luke Getsy? That should be the bar of what people expect it to be at. And people can make the case, oh, it can't be worse than Getsy because Getsy was a fucking moron. Which I'll agree, he was. His offense did not scare anybody. Majority of the times when we were leading in games was when Justin Fields had to use his legs because Luke Getsy's offense had nobody open. So that should be the bar of expectations of Shane Waldron. And I saw this chart with all the rankings of the offensive coordinators in the NFL. Our offensive coordinator, Luke Getsy, included. Luke Getsy was ranked 25th out of all the offensive coordinators in the National Football League. Guess where Shane Waldron was on that list? 10. And I've seen Shane Waldron's play designs. People want to say that he's an elite play caller. I wouldn't put that expectation on him being elite by any means. I would say the next question would be, who is his quarterback going into 2024? People want to make the case that it's going to be Justin Fields. Also, people are going to make the case that it's going to be a new quarterback that he wants. With a potential rising candidate to be a head coach, because we all know Shane Waldron is a potential candidate to be a head coach in the near future. This is just my opinion, which I could be wrong in the near future, regardless how this goes. I think Shane Waldron is not going to want to come in here for maybe 1 or 2 years under a rookie quarterback that you do not know that can be good or bad. And I love people make the case of there's no way Ryan Poles will pass up on a generational talent, aka Caleb Williams. What makes Caleb Williams generational? Because when you look at Caleb Williams and you evaluate what he can be, generational does not screech when it comes to the fact that Caleb Williams can be generational. Because from what I'm hearing, he's the best prospect since Andrew Luck. The next Patrick Mahomes would be considered a top 10 quarterback in the National Football League. And would start on many NFL teams. Caleb, is he a great prospect? Yes. There's no one denying it. Is Caleb great? Yes. Is he generational? No. Andrew Luck was a prime example of somebody who lived up to the expectations of being generational. But you saw how that situation worked out. Because he went to a organization that never addressed the offensive line, had a lame duck play caller, along with a shitty head coach. No matter how much talented Andrew Luck was, and he was very talented, Andrew Luck was somebody who lived up to the expectations of being generational and got his team so far to a championship appearance, and they couldn't even get past the Patriots because the Patriots were a way better team than the Colts were. And there were many quarterbacks that were deemed generational that never lived up to the hype. I believe one of them was Johnny Manziel. Great quarterback in college, deemed generational. He's a fucking bust. You look at somebody like Trevor Lawrence, deemed generational. Is he great? Yes. Is he generational? No. Caleb is another example, and this is just my opinion. I think Caleb Williams is not going to be as much good as people expect him to be. Because if you hold expectations on him to be the best prospect since Andrew Luck or to be the next Patrick Mahomes, then the expectations for people are going to be he should take whatever team he goes to the playoffs his first year, or else he's a bust. And Shane Waldron, who many people give credit to resurrecting Geno Smith's career. And I'll give him credit where it's due. He made Geno into a solid quarterback, which people like me and many other media analysts expected the Seahawks to be a team in contention for the first overall pick last year with Shane Waldron. He took Geno Smith, who was a journeyman quarterback, and turned him into a solid quarterback. So, and I've seen Shane Waldron's offense. I think it's going to be fine regardless who we have at the helm. But Justin Fields is kind of in the similar situation that Geno Smith was in, where people thought he was a bust. Personally, I don't think he's a bust. I think if he has the right weapons and right circumstances around him, like, he can be just as good as a poor man's version of Jalen Hurts. And people can make fun of me for it, but I actually think if Justin Fields had a solid play caller, a wide receiver one, which he does in DJ Moore, a complementary wide receiver like a Devontae Smith or Marvin Harrison Jr., and I think if he has what Jalen Hurts has, I think he'll be fine. And I love to use this as an example because people think that Justin Fields, it doesn't matter who he has as a play caller. It doesn't matter who he has around him. He's still going to suck. Let me bring the 49ers example up, and I use this a lot. Do I think Brock Purdy's elite? No. Do I think he's a system quarterback? You can make the argument that he is a system quarterback. They have good receivers around Brock Purdy. Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Jawan Jennings, who's turned out to be pretty solid for them. They got George Kittle. They got a offensive line that's solid and a good play caller in Kyle Shanahan, along with a defense. Brock, look, you can put any quarterback on the 49ers and nothing would change. And I use this a lot because Brock Purdy is not viewed as a Patrick Mahomes, as a Lamar Jackson, as a Josh Allen, as a Jalen Hurts type of quarterback. He's viewed as a Kirk Cousins, Dak Prescott. Who else can I think of? I mean, he's not he's just viewed as those typical quarterbacks that they need a good team around. And people want to say that, oh, there is no people. Like I said, there are arguments to be made about whether or not you think, because people want to say that Justin Fields, there's no way they're going to keep Fields because Justin Fields would be going into year 4 with a third offensive coordinator. And my response is, who cares? Who cares? Kyler Murray has had 3 offensive coordinators. He just found his one. That's questionable, but he still looked good under that offensive coordinator that they have on the Cardinals. Justin Herbert will be on his 3rd, 4th. And don't even get me started on Dak Prescott's offensive coordinators that he's had. And I love how people make the argument that Eberflus and Ryan Poles did not draft Justin Fields. And that's a valid argument because people want to say that, oh, they have to allow the general manager and head coach to pick their guy and to reset the quarterback clock or the reset the quarterback contract. If they were going to do that, and this is just my opinion, if they were going to reset the quarterback clock and choose their guy, they would have rode with Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. Because they had, believe it or not, an opportunity to move on from Fields last year. When they had the first overall pick and to take either Bryce Young or CJ Stroud, if they wanted to reset the quarterback clock, and meanwhile, they could have used that, the quarterback was on his rookie contract last year as an excuse why their record was what they are now. And since our new president, Kevin Warren, wants this team to be a playoff team as soon as this season, otherwise, both Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus will be canned, regardless who the quarterback is. Whether that's Justin Fields, Caleb Williams, or Drake May. And my argument is that if they would have wanted to draft their guy, as many people claim that they have to allow the GM and the head coach to draft their guy because Justin Fields, they didn't draft him, which is, again, a fact that general manager and head coach did not pick Justin Fields. That was both Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy. But if they were going to do that, they would have done it last year, which would have been a perfect opportunity. Because this year, I'm telling you, this upcoming season is either playoffs or you're out. There's no settling for mediocrity. They're going to do what they did last year. Maybe not get the exact same offer that they did last year because teams will want to learn from their mistakes. They're going to most likely trade that pick. And I say this with logical reason. People can choose to deny it. But Shane Waldron, going back to Shane Waldron, I want Bears fans to keep the expectations low with Shane Waldron. And the bar should be, is he better than Luke Getsy? And people want to say, oh, well, anyone can be better than Luke Getsy. You sure about that? Could be worse. Could be even better than it was. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching.